Since the beginning of the server, a player named Minnox has been hunting me down non-stop, with the goal of finding my base so that he can raid it and kill me. And here's the thing, I can't fight back. Minnox is just too powerful. He has better armor, better weapons, and overall I'm no match for him in a fight. And that got me thinking, how am I supposed to stop Minnox from killing me if I can't even fight back? But that's when it hit me. What if I didn't have to fight? What if, instead of trying to kill him or trap him, I tricked him into trapping himself? So I traveled thousands of blocks away from spawn in search of the perfect location to build. The plan is simple. If Minnox wants to find my base that badly, then why not build a fake base, fill it with a bunch of deadly traps, trick Minnox into thinking it's my real base, and then watch as he tries to raid it and gets himself killed. But it's not gonna be that easy. If I want to trick Minnox into trapping himself, there can't be a single thing that makes him suspicious. Because if he finds even one of the traps, the entire plan could fall apart. And that means I have to build the perfect fake Minecraft base. It has to have everything that a normal Minecraft base would have, but also has to have enough room to hide a bunch of traps. So after finding this giant mountain range, I dug into the wall and started hollowing it out to make room for the fake base. After about an hour, I had finished building the main living room, and that's when I saw that I had gotten a really weird message, and I didn't know what to think of it. I had no idea who this person was and if they were even a player on the server, and most of all, I didn't know if this message was a warning or a threat. But I still had a ton of rooms and traps to build, so I decided to ignore the message for now and got back to building the base. The next room I built was a mining area. Like I said earlier, I needed to build the most realistic rooms possible, and mines are pretty common in Minecraft bases. Next, I built a bedroom, and after that, I built a downstairs second storage area. And last but not least, I built a sheep farm, which was actually really annoying to build because of how long it took me to find sheep. But eventually, I got it done. And with that, the base was basically finished. While I was building, I had been sitting in one of the server's voice calls, and I was gonna start building the traps until I overheard that a few players were gonna be trading at spawn pretty soon. But the thing is, they were acting really suspicious, almost as if they were trying to keep something a secret.
So Minnox, remember that thing you were saying to Mint GB about like the plan that you could do?
Shut up.
Swag, don't look at my screen.
Swag, where are you right now?
Judging by the things they were saying, it was clear that this wasn't just an ordinary material trade. Could it be that they were trading for the coordinates to my real base? From the sound of it, the only two players trading were MintGB, one of Minnox's teammates, and a player named McCartney Stan. But the thing is, how would McCartney even know where my real base is? The only way to get the answers to my questions was to actually go to the trade and spy on the two players. But maybe I was overthinking it. Maybe this whole trade was just a normal material trade. But that's when I remembered the mysterious message I had gotten earlier that day. Could it be that that message was a warning? With too many suspicious things going on at once, I knew I needed to get some answers. So I decided to go to the trade. The plan was to act friendly, see what they were trading for, and then leave. That's it. But as I walked into spawn, my heart was racing. Minnox was currently sitting muted in the voice call, so he was probably AFK. But the whole point of building the fake base was to stop Minnox before he could kill me. If he decided to attack me and I ended up dying, all of my work would be for nothing. But I had to risk it to protect my real base. So I waited for them to trade. But something was just off. I could feel the tension building. They were acting really weird, almost as if they were stalling, and it wasn't long before I found out why. It was an ambush. Minnox had tricked me. I thought he was AFK, but now he was attacking me. And remember, since the beginning of the server, Minnox has been trying to kill me. The only way I've managed to survive is by staying hidden. But now, even as I ran away, I knew it was hopeless.
Oh, you literally... Oh, we're back where we started. Silly guy.
And yet, I kept on running. I couldn't just give up and let all my work go to waste. I had to stay alive so I could finish the fake base and trick Minnox into trapping himself. So I ran as best as I could. I conserved what little heals I had and kept looking for ways to escape. And eventually, I blocked myself into a hole and miraculously dug into a giant cave. And after jumping down and digging into another cave, I had somehow escaped. But there was no time to celebrate. Minnox was still on the surface searching for me, and with my narrow escape, he was gonna be even more motivated to find my real base, which meant I had to build the traps as soon as possible. So I held shift and made my way across the cave, and eventually I dug up to the surface and made my way back to the base. And once I was sure Minnox was off my trail, I began working on the traps. Say hello to the inescapable Mega TNT Destructinator 9000. Just kidding, I'm not calling it that. The trap is simple. Minnox will open a trap chest which will shoot an arrow through lava at a bunch of TNT minecarts, causing them all to explode. And because I'm putting it in a narrow room, the trap's gonna be literally impossible to escape. The only issue is trap chests and normal chests have different markings on the front, which means you can tell them apart. So to fix that, I put the trap chest under the floor. And after killing a few creepers and collecting a ton of sand, I crafted some TNT minecarts and finished building the trap. trap. But as I was placing the last few minecarts, an unsettling realization came to me. What was stopping Minnox from just carefully checking every nook and cranny of the base to find the traps and break them? If I wanted to trick Minnox into trapping himself, I needed a way to prevent this. A way to lower Minnox's suspicions and lure him into a false sense of security. And that's when it hit me. You see, there's something I forgot to mention about when Minnox tried to ambush me. While I was running away before blocking myself in a hole and escaping, I was trying to dig away into a different hole when Minnox made a huge mistake.
No, I just gave my shovel away. No, bro, I just gave my shovel to him.
That's right, Minnox had accidentally dropped his shovel to me, and because I had escaped, I still had it. Since then, Minnox had offered to trade with me to get his shovel back, but I knew he probably just wanted to meet up so he could kill me and take the shovel by force. So instead, I shared my screen and let him watch as I placed the shovel in one of the chests in my fake base, in the same exact chest that the first trap was hooked up to. So now, when Minnox eventually comes to raid the base, he's gonna have one clear goal: retrieving his shovel. And he's gonna be so focused on finding the shovel that he's not gonna be suspicious of any traps. So with that issue basically solved, it was time to start building the second trap. The second trap is gonna be even cooler than the first, because I'm planning on using skulk sensors, which are blocks that send redstone signals when it hears you. The only issue is you need silk touch to mine them. So I traded with some villagers, got silk touch, found a deep dark biome, and almost spawned a warden as I mined a skulk sensor. After that, I went back to the base and started building the trap. But here's the thing, because skulk sensors can hear things, including player footsteps, once Minnox walks into the bedroom, which is where I'm building the trap, the floor is gonna automatically open under him and he's not gonna be able to do anything. In fact, that's what happened to me. Why did I do that? But then, I ran into a problem. The noise of the pistons going back and forth kept setting off the skulk sensor, which left me with the repeating chain of the trap just opening and closing. The only way to block a skulk sensor's hearing is by using wool. So to fix the issue, I placed a bunch of wool around the pistons. So now the skulk sensor isn't gonna hear the pistons, but it'll still hear Minnox's footsteps. Anyways, with the second trap done, I headed back to my real base, and because it was getting late, I started getting ready to log off for the night. When all of a sudden, I got a call from my teammate Carves.
Alright, so last night, right, Minnox wanted to like talk to me about something. You know that base you're working on? He asked for those cords.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Bro.
I told him to get like 5 netherite ingots on like Wednesday or Thursday to give you like a little bit of time.
You realize, like, how perfect that is? This was honestly beyond perfect, because now my plan was set in stone. Once all the traps were ready, Carves would trade Minnox the coordinates to the fake base for a free 5 netherite ingots. And then, Minnox will come to the base thinking he's about to get a ton of good loot and get his shovel back. But in reality, he's just gonna get tricked into trapping himself. That was the plan until about 20 minutes later, Carves called me again and said this.
He wants it tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
And tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning? What? I only have 2 traps done. And it's literally midnight. Tomorrow was simply way too soon. But Carves had no reason to stall the trade, and if he did delay it, Minnox would get suspicious and call it off entirely. So it was set. Tomorrow, Minnox will be coming to my base to raid it. Knowing I didn't have enough time to build another trap before I went to bed, I logged off for the night, unsure whether or not my traps were going to succeed. The next day, I logged on to see that Carves and Minnox were already online, and about 10 minutes later, I got this message from Carves. This was it. Minnox was on his way to either get trapped or get his shovel back, and all I could do now was wait. For hours, literal hours, I paced back and forth just waiting for Minnox to come. During that time, I thought of all the things that had happened up until this point. All of my effort, all of the time I had spent building the fake base and trying to think of ways to deceive Minnox was finally going to either pay off or fail miserably. Yeah.
But like,
oh my god.
Oh.
It worked. It worked. It worked. Bro. Bro, it worked.
No. No. No!
After that, I found Minnox's teammate hiding in the floor. So I made him walk into the bedroom. No. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe because I'm trying to hit 300,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Also, click this video on the screen. It's pretty good.